everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I am here today with my daughter Natalie, and we have a really fun project for you. I don't know if you've seen these big merino wool blankets. What are they called?
Big knit.
Big knit blankets, and they are so cool looking, but super spendy.
Well, they're expensive and they're also hard to care for.
You can't wash. You can't really wash them and stuff like that. So Natalie had this brilliant idea. What if we do it with Cuddle? And so this is what they look like. Look at this. Look how cool this is. Don't you just want to wrap up in this?
This is the back.
I mean, this is amazing. Okay, there's the back. There's the front. I can't tell the difference, but she can. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to show you how to do this. So to make this project, what you're going to need is 8 yards of Cuddle. And that's a lot of Cuddle. You're going to cut it into 4-inch strips like this.
Yep.
And then you're just going to sew them together end to end. And I have 2 here just to show you.
The great thing about Cuddle is that it doesn't fray, so you don't have to worry. It'll shed the day that you do this project, but after it's been washed, you won't have to do that anymore.
Now, what can we do about that shedding, honestly? There's a couple of things, right? Or you could put them in a dryer.
Throw it all in the dryer.
You could throw it all in the dryer, and then you won't get so covered. And you're just going to sew them together, just straight across your seam, just like that. And
the other thing I think would be cool is if you just use your scraps. So every time you do a Cuddle project, we always end up with a 1/4 yard left over.
That's true.
Or something like that. You can just keep collecting these 4-inch strips and sew them together and create a big yarn ball.
And we actually have one we'll show you at the end that is made with pieces.
In different colors.
Different colors. So do we want to sew this onto there? So look how cool this is.
Sure.
She's got this all wrapped up just like this giant yarn ball. I just think that's so fun. So probably the only other thing you're going to need when you make this blanket besides your 8 yards of Cuddle is going to be one of these. This is going to be your friend. We just keep getting covered with this. So you're going to need a lint roller.
It's okay though.
Now, we're going to use the whole table for this, so I'm going to move my sewing machine off here. Once you're done sewing your strips together, that's all the sewing you'll need to do.
All right, so you start with a slip knot.
All right, let's show that slower up there because a slip knot is where you can pull it right out. If you can't pull it right out, here, let me move this ball. If you can't pull it right through, you know you don't have a slip knot. So show them again how you do that.
So there's your first loop.
There's your first loop. So basically, we're going to be knitting this Cuddle fabric, and we're going to put 15 stitches in this first
chain
row.
Stitch 15.
So that just means you're going to grab that Cuddle and pull it through the loop like this. So that's a chain stitch. See, so let me count for you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you counting? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you want it bigger, of course you make it bigger. This just makes a nice little lap quilt. And they're heavy. They keep you really warm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect.
All right, then you have a loop that starts your next row. And you just keep your yarn kind of going the direction that
you want to roll off. Once we put ours in a ball because we thought it looked so cute, and it actually keeps it organized good. But once you get ready to make a row, pull a good amount off. All right, let's look at what she's doing here.
Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't go into the same loop that you just did. So you go one over, and then just start pulling up the next set of loops for the next row.
So you're just and you leave the loops sticking right up.
Yep.
Okay.
So you just keep looping it through.
So when we talk about pulling it through the loop, this is the loop we mean, because I'm showing you this because I always get a little. So this piece that comes over the top like this right here, this is the loop. So then you would just reach through and pull that through, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's right.
And then make sure you don't pull it out of the next one.
Right, and just leave them all. Make sure they're all about the same size.
Okay.
But keep it loose. And go back if you want to and count and make sure you still have 15 so that you can keep your rows all the same.
You don't slip a stitch.
Make sure you haven't, dropped a stitch or added one. So.
All right, now we're here at the end. Yeah, I think the first row is always the hardest on any project like this.
It is. So you want to make one new loop to start your next row, and then you just keep going.
You just keep pulling them through those loops.
Yep.
It's very kind of relaxing to do this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know Natalie did it, and then, I mean, she did like 2 or 3 in a day. It was actually pretty fast and pretty relaxing.
Yep, it does go fast once you get the hang of it.
All right, so now we're at the end, and then you go back through that loop. Pull off more yarn. Isn't that the funnest yarn ball you've ever seen? Funnest, that wasn't good English. The most fun. My mother would have gone, Jenny, not good English.
My mother too.
Yeah, your mother too. I'm like, really? All right, so we're just going along.
Oops, keep that straight.
I should be helping you a little more, shouldn't I?
That's fine.
See how the knit's starting to take place?
4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9. So we're back in to show you the very last row.
Yep.
Natalie's been working hard over here, pulling cuddle through loops. You want to keep your cuddle always, your yarn always going the same direction that you're knitting, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And now we're going to show you the finishing row. And to do that, let's move that over here right so we can get it in the overhead camera. So basically, you're going to pick up 2 loops.
So you put your hand through the active loop and you pick up the other loop. And you pull the yarn through both loops.
Oh, okay.
Then you keep your hand on this active loop and pick up the next one and pull the yarn through to make a new loop.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
we're picking up 2, pulling the yarn through.
So you pick
That's
up.
like a little rhyme right there. Picking up
Yep.
2, pull the yarn through. I make those little mantras for myself all the time. I kind of drive my children crazy. Just a little crazy.
Not me.
Not you.
Nope.
There are other children we shall not name who I drive crazy. They shall remain nameless. All right, so you pick up 2, pull that yarn through. Still sounds musical when I say it. And then we're here to the last loop.
And basically, you just pull it all the way through and make a knot.
And make a knot.
And then you're going to take this piece and just weave it back in. And what you can do is either leave it tucked in, or you can use a needle and thread and just tack it down so it doesn't come out.
I don't think we tacked any of ours though.
We didn't. But
We just wove it through just take it through
Yeah.
the stitch and wrap it around.
yeah, because it hides.
And you can shorten it, but you don't want it too short because you really want that end to be able to
right. You just
attach in.
just sort of tuck it inside. And the cuddle just kind of
All right, so
spins
let's
into
show them
itself.
this, how big this came out.
Oh, I've got to tuck this or weave this one in too.
So how cool is this? Now, a while ago we made weighted blankets.
I think this would be a great
And I think this is a great alternative for a weighted blanket. I mean, it's
heavy.
It's really comfy to lay under this. All right, let's show them the one where we used all the scraps, okay? So we have this one here, and it's a bit bigger. We use the scraps.
Yep, we have 3 colors, the white. We also use different textures. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but this one here is really fuzzy, and this is just the regular
Oh yeah, this is
cuddle.
that fluffy.
Right.
Also, the fluffier your cuddle, the more forgiving it is, right?
Yeah, it's not going to show if your seams show a little bit, or the fluffy stuff hides it really well. So, but this is fun
But
because
this
we
is
have
scraps. We really don't have any idea of the yardage, do
it's
we?
about 16 yards,
About 16
maybe
yards,
a
so
little
about
more
double.
than that. Yeah.
And
maybe 20
oh my
yards.
gosh, they're just so
But
luxurious
it's
and beautiful.
comfy. I had it at home, and one of my daughters didn't want to let it go. So
There we go.
Did we show-
It's
we
really
showed the white
awesome.
one already,
We
right?
showed the white one. We've got this one. We've
Okay.
got the pink
this
one.
is the back. by the way. That's how the back looks.
All right, let's keep it to the front.
is-
but
well,
it's how the loop goes, I guess.
It's still snuggly.
It's still snuggly either way.
Yep.
So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on our big knit. Is that what we're calling this?
How about chunky knit?
Chunky knit. The chunky knit
Cuddle blanket.
The chunky knit cuddle blanket from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.